It's a great day to be a Coyote. Welcome, Coyote Nation, to another episode of Back the Pack podcast, where we are going to be bringing you all of your favorite games, memories, and of course, discussion with our fellow Coyotes. As a disclaimer, we have no affiliation to the University of South Dakota. This is a podcast ran by fans for fans. The ideas and comments do not represent the university. Our opinions are our own. Be sure to find us on Twitter at BackThePackSD. With that being said, let's jump in. I really need to record that.
No, that's what makes it fun. We got to do it live. It's a live read, baby.
That's
right.
Live as you can get, and that definitely throws you off a little bit.
I thought maybe you saw Matt's comment here. He's TikTok. He's giving us the clock here.
Yeah.
He went from being 20 minutes late to giving us the clock countdown. So what up, Matt? Hey, Yoke fan, as always, got the OG in here.
And then we got Dr. Oyen. Yes. Fantastic.
This is a celebration, by the way. I put celebration in here, guys, because there's a lot of fun, big things that happened over the weekend. A lot of good things to talk about tonight. Got a good guest, so awesome.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to get rolling with how much fun we're going to have.
Absolutely. Let's jump in. Let's do it.
Start us off right, though, Mitch. Let's see it.
All right. So, big time alert here. New sponsor.
Yes.
How about this? Before we dive in tonight, we have to give a huge shout out to our brand new sponsor, the Kearney family of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. In order to be here tonight, guys, as you know, we have bills to pay, both YouTube and X, right, throughout the season. And so, with their generous support, we're going to be continuing to be able to bring you guys awesome content week in and week out as we finish up the regular season here. So over the next several episodes, actually, with his donation, we're going to get to know this diehard family a little bit better, which includes, obviously, Pat, his wife, Cassie, and their little toddler, Maddie. So he wanted to make sure that everybody knew in Coyote Nation they are the best sports fans any team could wish for. So the challenge is out there for anybody else who wants to support the show, be part of the show, whether you're a business or just a diehard Yote family like they are. We would love your support, and can't thank the Kearney family enough for backing the pack.
Absolutely. This is absolutely huge. So thank you very much to the Kearney family. This is going to be great.
Oh,
very excited.
Love it. Thank you, Pat. And by the way, he did make me pancakes and sausage on Saturday morning. So and they were darn good. So thank you, Pat.
That's awesome.
Mitch was already satisfied with the breakfast. He's like, that was enough for me. This is the sponsorship, just a bonus.
Let's go. Start the tailgate off right.
Absolutely.
All right. What a time to be a new sponsor too, by the way.
Yep.
Starting off with an absolute bang. Let's bring the guest on to the show.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead. There we go. Perfect. Welcome, Aidan.
How we doing, guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I think the pleasure's all ours. We're going to have some fun tonight.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Dude, sure. Big win on Saturday, 42-21. This game wasn't even close. It was 42-7 at one point. But as the message said, Aidan, here from the Coyotes official Twitter account, total team effort. You guys looked like it was a complete team effort, like it says. But you guys, both offense and defense, look like they're rounding into form. What say you?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think as many people have talked about this entire offseason and early in this season, we've had a lot of changes around our program, new staff, new players, all sorts of different things. And, there's obviously, some question marks that we needed to answer. And, it took us a little bit, but I feel really good where we're at right now. I think that we're trending upward, and we're going to continue to do that the rest of the season. So I'm really excited with where we're at.
Absolutely. No, that's fantastic. That was quite a headshot right there too, Mitch. Wasn't prepared for that one. I was checking stats and bam, there's the head right there. No, that was awesome. It's kind of cool to still see, though, when you look at the top yardage for passing, rushing, and receiving are still guys that were all brought in as freshmen or have been here a long time. So it's still great to see a little bit of transfer portal working their way in, but then also some recruiting definitely coming up through.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to say, just looking at the stat sheet real quick from this game, I think you had 8 or 9 different receivers also, catching the ball. So that was really, really nice to see. And if you look at rushing and passing stats, I think the team was pretty balanced as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, For sure. You know, a lot of guys stepping up right now, building that chemistry with everyone. It's starting to click for sure.
Absolutely. No, it's fantastic.
I was gonna
But
say
while
too,
we
Aiden,
get,
I would
go ahead.
it's also exciting too, you know, we just mentioned it just a minute ago here, but it really truly does seem like each week things are starting to click more and more, both offensive and defensively. Um, you know, we talked about on the show with the Northern Colorado game, you know, yes, it went into overtime, exciting game, but we even talked about, man, there's so many places and spots we were this close to really blowing that game open, right? And I think anybody who watched the game would agree. So it was nice to see that really come into play against Drake. And I mean, to Mitch's point, this game effectively was over about 8 minutes into the third quarter for all intents and purposes. So,
Mhm.
uh, really excited to see, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
All right. Want to go ahead and should we go through what brings us all together though?
I just want to ask one more question if I can, Jake.
All right.
All right, one more question. So, Aiden, I just want to ask, like, what are your thoughts and your feelings on, say, going into week 1 at Ames versus, you know, coming out of week 4 here with 2-2? Because from a fan's perspective, we feel like the team is kind of almost totally different. Like, we've seen a ton of growth, both from the offensive side and the defensive side, and it just feels like a totally different team. And I know nationally there's a lot of folks sleeping on you guys. But you know, it's still early, so that doesn't really matter. But I just want to know your thoughts. Like, do you feel that too? Like, what is from your perspective inside that locker room and on the field? What does that feel like?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think, you know, we go into every single game confident, obviously, in our preparation, but there's a certain feeling out there right now that a lot of guys are playing with a lot more confidence in, you know, what we're doing and what we have the ability to do. You know, obviously the first few weeks were what they were. It was, you know, truthfully, and for me as well, it put me in an adverse situation that, you know, maybe over the past 2 seasons we hadn't really had to go through at the beginning of the season. And I think if anything, it's a testament to what this team has been through this offseason and prove to, you know, overcome these first couple of games. Is we're battle tested already, and now we're going into the, you know, the thick of our season. Valley play, it's going to be tough, it's going to be gritty. You know, we're going to have to fight through a lot more adversity, but I feel like how well we respond to adversity is what, you know, is going to ultimately bring us to where we want to be this year.
No,
Awesome.
that's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, we'll get off the football subject and we'll talk about something a little more lighthearted here. How about
Yes.
Alex's lemonade stand, man? So not only are you a obviously not defending champion, but you won it back in 2023, the inaugural season. But you are currently leading, you know, a couple weeks into this year. So kind of walk us through, I guess, from your perspective, kind of what that's all about and what fans can do to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable cause. You know, I like you said, I got involved in this in 2023, kind of when NIL kind of started to show its face pretty prominently in the college football landscape, and it was something that I thought was such an incredible opportunity. Like everybody can, you know, you can go and big schools and you get Lambos and whatever the heck else you can get, or, you know, whatever it is. But this is something that truly is bigger than yourself. You know what I mean? It's not even necessarily name, image, likeness. It's bigger than that. You know, you're working towards such a cool cause, and so I think it's been an incredible honor to be a part of it these past 3 seasons now. And a huge shout out to you guys, truthfully, for how much you've helped, you know, last season and already such a huge amount after last game. Like it's incredible what you guys have done for this. So thank you. In regards to how to get involved, obviously, you guys will see later. There's a lemon top challenge. You know, I guess you probably can pull it up here. I'm not quite sure, but you know, you take a picture with a lemon on your head. You had the hashtag Alex's Lemonade Stand, hashtag Lemon Top Challenge, and hashtag Go Yotes, and Northwestern Mutual will match $10, which is pretty awesome and super simple. It doesn't take any of your money. It takes 30 seconds time, or maybe a little bit longer if you ask Jake, but it's all right.
The balancing is the tough part.
The balancing is tough. Yes, 100%. Also, you know, I have a link on both of my socials to my page for the Yotes that you can donate directly to, and there's a QR code they have up for us here too. And then obviously they do jelly oat shots before games, so make sure you stop by the tailgate and get one of those. But yeah, those are some of the ways that you can help out.
I tell you what, I just want to say, obviously, this is such a great cause. I mean, helping kids with cancer, it always means so much more just in those situations. But to be able to do this for you guys as FCS players, pulling the fans in together, it already creates a nice bond between us. But I mean, Mitch, Grant, and I can attest to it. This is making tailgate way more fun, and I already have a blast. At one point this past weekend, we had, I'm guessing, about 30 people just around our tailgate asking for Jello shots, hanging out, and just all the commotion, all the camaraderie on it just made it so much more fun. And I really think we're just gonna blow it out of the water this season.
Yeah, I want to go back, Jake, and just look at the total here one more time because you made 100 jelly oat shots for Saturday's game, and they sold out what by 10:30, 11 a.m., something like that.
Hour 15. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to sell out of 100.
Yeah, so they went quick, and I know I had people stopping by, and you probably had people stopping by looking for some, and I had to turn them away because we were all out. So we're learning. We're gonna make more D-days. We're coming even harder. So look for that.
Bigger and better.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Hey, how about the 4-4-4 challenge? I don't think we had anybody do it this weekend.
No contenders yet. So
Matt, you're still holding the title belt.
Yep.
All
I think
right.
we'll have some takers. I think we'll have some takers on D-days. If not, we'll find somebody to take it on.
Absolutely.
All right. What else did I? Oh, we got a couple of photos here. Some fun ones. Here we go. I'll let you take the first one.
All right. So yeah, the Bauman crew stopped over by the tailgate, and I mean, it was nuts. I have some extra pictures there. It was a blast getting them all there. But Todd is probably one of the most fun guys I've ever been around when it comes to tailgate time. He is an absolute blast. And it was comical getting us both to try to balance the lemon. He's told me that he wasn't doing the challenge unless I was in there with him. So getting us both to balance at the same time was difficult enough. But for those fans that have the ability to zoom in, just go ahead and take a look at the shoulders between Todd and I and just let me know if there's anything that stands out there.
Ridiculous.
No, it was a blast. It was kooky. It was crazy. It was fun. So enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, and on the right side there is Allie, wife of my friend Tyler. She's part of my tailgate crew. She's rocking the yote head with the lemon on top of the yote head. So that's a pretty sweet look.
That's an amazing yote hat.
A little.
Yeah, that was actually the inspiration for me getting the pelt, guys. Was Tyler and Allie getting the yote hat? So, but yeah, and oh, by the way, look at Todd's post too. Let's call attention to that real quick. Mr. Bauman, he got this right. All the tags correct. Got at Alex's Lemonade, at NM Financial for Twitter. Got the FCS Nation Radio guys in there. Hashtag Lemon Top Challenge. Hashtag Go Yotes. He even did the bonus at Back the Pack SD. So that's how it's done right there.
Yeah, no, it was funny because he obviously we took the picture. He goes, "Don't worry, I got it." And he pulled up your instructions, your screenshot. So he was ready to go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
came prepared.
So
I love it.
We'll make sure to have a line, and we'll push him even harder on that because again, free money right there.
It's free money. Yep, free money. There's no excuse. We got to get more posts on Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever, Instagram, even TikTok. By the way, I'm not a TikTok guy, but if you have it, you can do it over there too.
Absolutely. All right. So we'll do a little touch base with you, Aidan. Crazy to say, you're a third of the way through your the regular season. Last season, is it sending you kind of through all the emotions on that as you're working your way through, or is it still just next game?
Truthfully, I think it's next game. I don't think any of the gravity of it being the last year or anything like that's going to hit till after it's done, and I wouldn't want it to. I'm
absolutely
too focused on everything. You know what I mean? And especially going into Valley play against a really good North Dakota State team, like it's another game. Got to prepare the exact same way that we have every game this year, and be ready to play.
Perfect. And I do want to ask, we've already hit on it, that Drake game it definitely felt like a get right game for pretty much everyone. But what does a game like that mean to the guys like Mikey and Lorenzo? I mean, two young kids stepping up, one getting 2 picks, one getting 2 touchdowns. What does it mean to their confidence going forward?
Yeah, I think it's huge for them. I mean, everyone around believes in them, trusts them, knows exactly what their abilities are. But, there's something to be said about going out there and doing it and proving it to yourself. I know they're both extremely confident and talented young men, but for them to go out there and actually prove it to themselves, I think is huge. And they made some incredible plays out there, like we knew that they were going to. But obviously, again, going into Valley play, it's big to have guys like that have the confidence that they're going to have.
Mm-hmm. And real quick before Mitch or Grant, if there's anybody watching live that wants to ask Aidan a question, we got him for about 5 more minutes, so throw them in the chats too.
Yeah, well, we're giving people a chance to do that. I just throw up a couple comments here. We got Ray saying the best quarterback one in the country, no doubt, no doubt.
Appreciate it.
Matt, number 2 is number 1 for sure, for sure.
I mean, you need a job to the most. There you go.
Gotcha. Let's
go, Ray. That would be a nice early birthday present.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Grant, you have anything for Aidan?
I was gonna say not necessarily a question, but just more comment around. I know with this, this particular show is kind of revolves around the Drake game, but we mentioned it earlier, but I was really happy to see so many guys get involved on the receiving end of things, and then in particular to see, Bryant get involved, on your first deep pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. I think that really got things kind of cooking in the dome for us. But then to see him get involved on the return game, on the a little bit on the run game, it just creates for me, it just creates a lot of excitement going into Saturday, because it just kind of shows the diversity that, again, I think everybody here kind of understands and knows it's out there. But I think for the rest of the FCS world, and even as, NDSU has to prep for a lot of different things come Saturday. So I was really pleased to see that. And, outside of a few fumbles from a couple of guys, I think those are some cleanup things that can get cleaned up pretty quickly, but it's just exciting to see. So, it was a lot of fun in the dome. It really, from a fan perspective, was really, really good to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's huge for us too. That's the facet of our game that we've been trying to get clicking, and we finally got that a little bit. And obviously, we'll continue to work and get better at that. But I was happy for him and happy to see some of the plays he was making out there.
Okay, I have 2 things about Grant. This reminded me of something. 2 things. One, a little birdie tipped us off at tailgate that play number 2 of the game was a play to watch out for, specifically when we were on offense. So that was sweet. And number 2, the other part of that play was underthrew him. I got to give you a little crap about he had to adjust a little bit to that ball. And I know he's super fast, but I got to give you a little crap for underthrowing him. But he made a nice catch.
He did.
No, and well, I mean, I guess we're on the Bryant kick a little bit, and Grant brought up his long reverse.
Now, yes.
Who did I see setting the edge though?
Oh,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
I'm not gonna take credit for a lot of things. I'll take credit for that.
Jake actually sent us a group text during the game when that play happened. He said, "Look at Aidan setting the edge."
I saw that coming back. It definitely helps when you did it on our sideline, but
yeah, that was right. That had to be right in front of you.
It was pretty darn close. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I didn't. It's funny you said that, Jake, because I didn't see it live actually, because I guess I'm on the opposite side of where it happened, almost the exact opposite. But when I watched it back the next day on the Midco broadcast, I saw that. I go, man, if that doesn't get the boys fired up, I don't know what does. But yeah, that wasn't some fake throw yourself to pretend block. Like that's setting the edge. I was
getting in there a little bit, yeah, trying to.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It definitely was it's what the doctor ordered for you guys. I mean, like I said, I stopped up for after the UNC game, and you guys were all fired up. Some of the fans were still mopey because we went to overtime against Northern Colorado. But I tried to take what I saw from you guys, just interacting with your family amongst each other after the game, and brought it to the show saying like, there's something coming. There's something in the works between this team. And I mean, you guys popped off. So I really don't have too much more to say. We'll throw up the last few comments here. Yote fan, I mean, it covers you up a little there, Aidan, but I mean, this is huge. What you've done for USD, I don't think we haven't seen yet. So it's unbelievable what you've been able to, what you are capable of doing for us and leading USD forward. So we very much appreciate what you've done for the program so far.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I mean, it's easy to be a Yote and be proud of this community when we got people like you. So thank you guys.
That's awesome. All right, couple more here real quick as we get you out of here. How about from my buddy Tyler? Coyote Hat Alley wants to know what Aidan's favorite uniform combo is.
It's hard for me not to say the All Blacks because I think they're so slick. But
Yes.
I still think NDSU last year, the white with the black face mask, black and white, I thought that was so sick. That's my favorite.
That's definitely my favorite helmet for sure with the black face mask. It ties it all together.
Yeah.
Also undefeated in the All Blacks too, so that makes it extra hard to.
That is true.
Yes, the white, black, white. That's sharp.
Yep.
Agreed. We got a couple more here.
Yep. There you
How
go.
about this is the Carney family here. We got Cassie. Pat wants to know if he's had the walleye at Bunyan's yet.
Terrible confession. I've only been to Bunyan's twice, and I have not had the walleye yet. So I need to be better on that. I know. I've been really. I mean, we've talked about this. I've worked on my body. I've lost a lot of weight. I've stayed away from stuff like that. But I will have it before I leave. I promise.
That's what we'll do after the championship.
Yep.
We're going to Bunyan's together. We're doing a bomber and we're doing the walleye.
All right.
We're in a championship. We're doing more than one bomber, but
Oh, and we'd be doing more than one bar too. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. All right, we got. How about Dr. Oyen here? And the doctor is so proud. Yeah, she's obviously a super fan too, and I think she's what is that, guys? The professor. I can't remember it's not an award, but like she's the athletics professor associate or whatever. I can't remember the name of it, but she's awesome too. And then their tailgate's fantastic, by the way.
Oh yeah. And actually they're big supporters of the lemonade stand. I've stopped over and left a few Jello shots behind. They are helping sell out too. So shout out to the Oyens. Can't wait to sign the trailer.
Oyen. Huge. She's one of the biggest supporters. Like I mean, I see everything she says. She's awesome. So thank you to her for sure.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to sign the trailer on D-Days. I'm bringing a permanent marker down.
Let's go. All right, guys. Anything else for Aidan?
No, just keep doing what you're doing. It's coming, and we see all the growth you've got going as a team. We know the sky's the limit for what you guys have to come.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And hey, by the way, no one's going to expect you to beat the Bison up there in Fargo, so let's go get it done.
That's right. That's the plan.
All right.
Thanks, Aidan. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Aidan.
Thank you. Go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
That was fun.
Absolutely.
That was a blast to have on there.
You landed a big fish. That was sweet.
Hey, that's what I do. You put me in the boat with a fishing pole, and I land the big fish.
Oh, here we go. Don't tell Jake he's a good fisherman. Come on now.
He didn't have to use 9 different baits either, just one.
Exactly. Well, you know what though, and something we didn't even say. Aside from Caleb Stewart, that was our first football guest during football season.
Yeah. Yeah.
In season is always tricky, right? You don't want to pull those guys away from the old film or from the playbook, but appreciate it as always.
I will say, I think it was a reward for Coyote Nation to get to hang out with Aidan for the effort that they put in on the Jello shots, because there's absolutely no expectation when we sell those. Somebody walks up and says, "How much do I owe you?" I always say, you do whatever you want to do. You can walk away with 5 Jello shots and give me $1. I'm happy.
Right.
You can hand me $100 bill and take 1 Jello shot. I'm happy. What we're doing and the money we're raising for to help kids with cancer is just a great charity event to do. And again, I'm not going to I can't stop saying it. It's so much fun during tailgate, having everybody stopping by. Unfortunately, for D-Days to the Onions, I'm coming over to sign the trailer and leaving. I missed a lot of people last time, so I'm gonna be sure to hang out at my tailgate longer this time.
It's tough. I know you had a line there for a while, like you said, it was like 30 people hanging out there. So no, it brings a lot of people together, which is, and it's for a good cause. So it's fantastic.
Absolutely. But on to step 2 of the show.
Yeah, let's get into it here real quick. Obviously, this game, guys, Grant, you mentioned it. It was 42-7. This game was over halfway through the third quarter. We gave up a couple kind of sloppy touchdowns there at the end, but nonetheless, a convincing, dominating win.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was actually thinking about this. This was right in lockstep with some of those dominating wins we had from last year. And kind of a pleasant surprise, right? I think for all of us based on our score predictions too, right? I mean, I think Jake, you were the closest with 38,
yep,
and we went beyond that. And to be honest, we were well on our way to 49 as well. I think that's kind of when one of the fumbles came up. So didn't appear that they were in any position to stop us on that drive outside of that. So it's weird to say that a 42-21 game shows a lot closer than it actually was, but that's exactly what happened. They dominated Drake. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, and actually this is right on time. This is something that has been eating at me a little bit, and I've already started a little Twitter beef on it.
Yes.
I will say Drake was actually a very impressive team.
They're solid.
They're much better than they were last season too.
Yep. And they've won their league, the Pioneer League, 2 years in a row now?
2 years in a row for sure. They've very much dominated. And yeah, I mean, State, we can talk about the game that Drake played them in. At the end, they won by, I think, what was it, 19? No, 17 or 16, something like that. And it never actually felt like it was settled early. We saw Chase Mason out there 5 minutes left scoring I shouldn't say 5 minutes because their last drive was over 8 minutes long, but right around the 9-minute mark, Chase was in there scoring a touchdown. And then after that, Drake took the ball for the next 8 minutes of the game and ended it on a last second field goal. And so
there was a stretch in this game too, guys. I think it was in the second half where we caused 3 turnovers on 3 back-to-back series. You had the 1 picks and then that fumble by Seatbelt Lewis. I think those were 3 back-to-back series, if I remember right.
You can't really say we in that situation. It was Munn and Munn for the most part.
Yeah,
guy balled out. He needed that.
This game was a lot of 2s popped up in this game because you had Fenner with 2 touchdown catches, right? You had the 70-yarder, and you had the beautiful just go up and get it in the end zone bomb too. That one wasn't as long, maybe 40, 50 yards, something like that.
30 yards.
30 yards. Okay, yeah, that was a little shorter. So, but yeah, 2 touchdowns for him. You had 2 picks for Mikey. You had 2 fumbles for Reed, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, and then and LJ goes off again. He doesn't have 300 yards, but he has 4 touchdowns.
He actually had 2 touchdowns per half. So
there you go, 2 and 2. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of 2s in this game.
And Coach made the comment at the radio or at the account report tonight that he goes, if we really wanted to, LJ could have had another 300-yard day, but luckily we got to get him some rest early in this game, which I was really happy to see. I was really hoping that was going to be the case to where he didn't have to be out there for a full 4 quarters, especially after playing, quarter plus or 4 quarters plus the previous with 35 carries. So you couldn't have asked for a better scenario for LJ on that, to not only get the production, but also do it on, I think it was only 12 carries, if I remember right, and a couple of catches. So, or excuse me, 19 carries.
Yeah,
as
he
opposed
had almost
to 35.
That perfect.
Yeah.
He almost had that perfect 20-10, because I know Coach has mentioned that before. We kind of want that 20-10 formula, 20 for the starting running back, 10 for the backup. So it was almost perfect.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I will say, so I did actually get the pleasure of chatting with LJ just a little bit after the game. And it was funny because the girls and my wife were there first, and my wife walked the girls up because I was talking to Jacob a rope. And I heard my wife say, the girls have been dying to meet you because you're their favorite player. He goes, "Oh, that's awesome." And she goes, "It's not because of what you do on the field." He goes, "Oh, what?" It's she said it is because of the video where they made you wear the headphones and you had to guess what the question was, and you just went toaster strudel, and he just started busting out laughing. But then I popped over and we were talking a little bit on it. I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it was a great game, yeah, pretty good compared to last week, though. It was, average per se, but keep it up, I guess." But
That's
I will
awesome.
say, LJ, he's a fantastic kid. He's so funny. He's so passionate. I mean, watch him on the sideline, watch him on the game. He's our new coach. Dang, Elijah. Oh, jeez. No, I'm blanking.
Coach Hodge? You think Coach
thank
Hodge?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our new Coach Hodge on the sideline.
Yeah.
He is full of energy. Even after 35 carries in a game, he was bouncing around like crazy.
And probably his most impressive run, besides running a guy over at the goal line, was that sideline tightrope job that he did from about the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, somewhere in there, just tiptoeing the sideline as he's evading guys and then diving at the pylon there. That was right in front of me, and I just thought that was super sweet to stay in bounds.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Getting pushed twice towards the sideline and still not going out.
Yeah, and Yote fan, Mikey was a spider monkey out there Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. That kid, a little bit of a revenge game for him. He's been picked on a little bit, but man, did he show out on Saturday.
Grant, is there anything you want to say about his first pick?
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I did tell the guys. I did tell Mikey that the ball was coming. He was right in front of me in Section D when the ball was coming. Obviously, he heard me and turned around and picked it. So, Mikey, go ahead and verify that if you're listening and get time, go ahead and verify that Coach Grant helped you out on that first pick. But no, I did
Mikey Ball.
I did. That's literally what I said. It was kind of quiet too because it was like a first down play, if I remember right. So I don't think everybody was quite engaged, but at least from my perspective, he turned around right when I yelled it. So that must be it.
Nailed it.
But speaking of Mikey, that was one of the things I had written down for tonight was you're exactly right. We talked about during the UNC game, it seemed like UNC at some point kind of made a concerted effort at the end of the game to kind of target Mikey's side of the field. And I don't know if that was just matchup or how it ended up playing out, but it sure seemed like they were kind of picking on him. So for him to flip the script the very next game to go now, get 2 interceptions, like I don't know what coach is excited about attacking that side of the field anymore. If you're, if you're
I agree.
It's now a risky proposition after seeing what he did last week.
Yeah, and typically you see turnovers come in bunches, right? And that's kind of what we saw on Saturday. And I think that, like Aidan said, the confidence is now, rising. And so I think you're going to continue to see plays like that. Can we talk, Jake, about Matt's comment real quick? Because I want to hit on this. This is one of my kind of places to improve for the Yotes from Saturday. He talked about the ref scoring the touchdown in quarter 2 with all the laundry. That quarter was painful as a fan to sit through and watch. There were so many penalties on both sides. And, we had a bunch on that one drive that Matt's referring to there, but a little bit undisciplined too by us. And so if I had one thing to nitpick on from Saturday, it'd be we got to clean some of that stuff up.
Well, okay. Careful. Because there's not a lot to nitpick on this because I'm actually going to side with Matt here. The first one, just because the arm went in front of the face mask.
There was one that was BS. I know which one he's when you're referring to.
All 3 of them were crap.
You think all 3? What was there? 3 face masks on that one drive?
On one drive, and one was I could see it, but really, it's again, what happened was his hand went under, grabbed the shoulder pads, and pulled down. Well, the head rips with that. Refs always throw the laundry, and they never even think twice on it, which drives me absolutely nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really the only signs of life Drake showed outside of the fourth quarter. And so you think about, well, that ends up being 45 plus yards on a single drive. That's a pretty generous spot. But it's also funny too, because the prior game we talked about analytics and stats, and I don't think it made our slide, but I think I had jokingly said we're like the 6th least penalized team in the country. So prior to the Drake game and some of those calls really hadn't been an issue. So we'll see. It does feel more of an outlier than maybe something that's like concerning going forward. We'll see. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, no, it is very much an outlier. A lot of these penalties, one of them, you think of how many illegal formation punts did we have? I think both teams had one. And what are you talking about?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, both teams, and they were back-to-back punts too.
Mm-hmm.
I just
not on the
think they
quick,
were
and not on the quick kick punt.
Yeah, exactly. But it just drove me nuts. The play or the penalties were, just crazy in the first half, and then I just got done watching the second half, so this is very fresh in my mind. Reed started taking over on the second drive, and he got ripped down by his face mask, but nobody talked about it. They didn't even think twice about it, and I'm just, what are we doing here? That one was a legitimate one where all the others haven't been. Let's throw the flag when it's actually legitimate.
Yeah, I'd say majority of those were all in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I mentioned to Aidan too, guys, is the yardage. If you look at our yardage, 508 yards and pretty darn balanced there, passing and rushing, which I talked about that in the pregame show. I think we all mentioned that if we can put that together and we see a couple pass plays connect, we're going to put up a 40 burger, and that's exactly what we did.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I will say this too. One thing to look at on this passing yards, I don't know how closely people were paying attention, but we had 212 yards passing going into halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, we didn't need to do anything else in the second half.
You definitely see us. We took our foot off the gas, I think, a little bit in the second half. And he started getting subs in there and stuff like that and just running the ball and trying to get that clock moving. And, it was obviously over at, like we said, early in the third quarter. So, yeah, that's a good point because all that was in the first half.
Yes. So, I mean, if you transitioned exactly and followed the same, that's 400 yards passing. So we could have done more if we wanted to. We just got to the point where we didn't need to. I do wish the second and third stringers got a chance to, keep them out of the end zone and keep it at that 14 or even 7 if that was the case. But it is what it is. Not going to dwell on it too much. It did keep our defensive scores at least pretty close to what we all predicted.
Yeah, and I think to your point, the reps for those second and third string guys outweigh and are so much more valuable than whatever the end score ends up being, right? Like anybody who watches a game understands is an absolute domination. To your point, like did Aidan, I think we looked at Aidan threw the ball 2 times in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. I mean,
something along those lines, yeah.
It's which was for us the perfect formula, right? Coming off a grinded out overtime win, like that's if you're a coach and you could handpick what happens, it's hey, we get up big and we get to pull guys early to get that rest and get ready for the next week. So picture perfect game, damn near in my estimation, kind of looking at the box score again.
I mean, the only way it could have been better is if we didn't bring the same reffing crew over from the last game.
Yeah, for sure. And I mentioned this to Aidan. I got the receiving up here too, but I won't go through all of them, but just 8 or 9 guys there, caught the ball. So that was nice to see, spreading it around, getting a bunch of guys involved, and the running backs too.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. Shout out to Dallas Holmes. He got his, I really want to call it his difficult catch done. It was a tough catch on his part to get on that double reverse pass, but that was a confidence booster for him too, that nobody's going to really, it's not going to stand out. Yeah, it was one catch for 20 yards, so it is a long catch, but it's not going to stand out too much in the books, and everybody's going to understand, like, hey, that's going to help build his confidence going forward into the season.
Yeah, I'm just going to cruise through these stats. You guys keep talking, but Aidan finished, like you said, 226, 2 touchdowns. Obviously LJ, 143, nonchalant 143 there.
Maybe the quietest 143 of all time.
I didn't realize he was that far.
If you compile his two games, right, really as the starter, these last 2 games, he's over almost 500 yards, and
he's averaging 222 yards a game
and 6 touchdowns, and then obviously a couple catches in there too. So yeah, just absolute beast mode right now for LJ. And just kind of looking at rushing too, guys, I mentioned this, but like things to work on, right? Reed, you got to hang on to the ball, buddy. That's the one part of his game. He had some nice runs, but you got to hang on to that rock when you get the chance.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be big time. He really is. It's getting the game plan to completely click. And then, ball security. He knows it. He got lucky on one of them. He got very lucky on one of them, and it bounced perfect. So we'll give him credit on that. But the next one, it was a tough one. And I'll say this too. He thought he was down. The entire coaching staff, the entire team thought he was down because the offense did not leave the field.
I agree with that second one too, actually, Jake. Now that you say that, that reminds me of that. And I was surprised it didn't. Did it even get reviewed?
They didn't even look at it.
Yeah, they didn't even go look at it. So I was surprised at that as well.
Yeah. And absolutely. This is what Dallas has been doing. President Gestring's bringing it up. I tell you what, football knowledge, you guys want to hang out with President Gestring. She knows what's up. I'll say this. It was a blast hanging out with her for a game last season. She was almost as crazy as I am. So
President Gestring, she knows ball.
I was just going to say, if we're going to take a survey of academic presidents across the country, I think Sheila's a top 5 ball knower.
Complete opposite of that one at Sac State. I don't know if is he president or AD, whatever he is.
I think it's AD, but that's still
whatever.
That was a good one.
So, but I mean, to your point too on the running backs, of course LJ is going to be our guy, right? Kind of the workhorse. But Watkins and Fletcher I thought they both looked really good, and to your point, we're going to need those guys all year long. They're going to continue to get work, and so luckily, at least in my opinion, I think fumbles are relatively easy to fix. And it's one of those things that once you do it, it's very hard to forget that you did it. So it definitely sticks with you. But I'm excited for what those guys are going to bring.
Well, and one thing to watch for on Saturday, which we'll cover more, but I'm going to say it's 100% positive that we're about to see our first red shirt get burned. And Carson Fletcher. He has played every game so far.
Good point.
I mean, that one is definitely gone. I don't see them not playing him at all because then we're only 2 backs. But
yeah. For those that don't know, you can play in up to 4 games and keep your red shirt. So he would be over that 4-game limit if he plays next Saturday, which I assume he will.
Yeah.
And that's just out of necessity, right? Because if you look at with Keandre down and now Charles down. That just is what it is.
Mackenzie Owens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mackenzie Owens. So it's just kind of next man up.
Yep, exactly. And then one name I want to circle on this defensive side here just to bring to people's attention. Well, first of all, there are not a high number of tackles. It is spread out very evenly for the most part. Yeah. But Ashton Payne and Brad McGannon, 2 backups, down on the depth chart a little ways, getting in there and showing out during their time. That was a very impressive showing for those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about Mikey, right? He had a amazing game. This defense, guys, is really starting to come into form too. And what they did on Saturday was pretty impressive with the starters in there. And like you said, some backups getting some playing time and putting up some numbers too.
And actually, these stats are wrong. Mikey had 3 breakups.
Okay.
Yep, because DeJuan Lewis almost picked the one that he blocked. Matt, here we go. It was early in the first half.
I remember that one.
Yep, Mikey had a fantastic tip, and DeJuan missed it literally by that much, and he got up and did this right to the Drake bench. And I was like, all right, we'll play it. We'll play that way.
See, the thing that and this leads right into the players of the game here with Mikey Munn. But the thing that's really interesting about the defense, as we talked about earlier this year, is that they seem to answer the bell even when things hadn't really gone their way. Especially like UNC, we saw that, right? Where it's like wasn't the best defensive performance maybe, but always answered the bell when they need to. If you pair that with a defense that gets better every single week, that's a scary, scary proposition to see what this team continues to develop in. Because if you answer the bell when you need to and you're sound, good luck. That's a tough combo for anybody to play against. So I'm excited to see how that develops through Valley play.
Yeah. And actually, you guys remember what one thing I was curious in seeing was what happens to this defense when the offense gets them 14 points to start.
Mm-hmm.
Things change.
Yeah. Well, right away, USD scored the second touchdown, 3 and out.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
And-
it was followed by a 3 and out by USD, but 3 and out.
And we're talking about Mikey in the secondary, but like our rushing defense guys, we are suffocating the other teams that we're playing in terms of their ground game. So you kind of couple this all together and things look really, really good. And by the way, this is a segment sponsored by the Carney family. So this was actually Pat's pick for tonight. I did ping him and I said, "Hey, who's your player of the game?" And he went with Mikey Munn. So
I love it.
I don't think he had to spend a lot of brain power on that one, did he?
Easy pick. Easy pick. Yeah. All right, let's go 2 more here. Offensive side of the ball. Obviously, LJ, huge day, 4 touchdowns. And then Lorenzo Fenner, finally, 2 touchdown game for him. He had one at Iowa State, but gets in the end zone. That 70-yard burner, guys. He showed the speed on that one.
Yeah. That was the play we've all been waiting for on him. First of all, I did not expect 70 yards on one play, but it was that play that he needed to get going. And I don't care how old we get. I don't care how young these guys are. I'm guessing when it comes to a receiver, one of the guys that is always looked up to is going to be Randy Moss. Or are we getting dated?
Oh, no. Randy's a GOAT.
No, Randy's still a GOAT, but we are getting older.
Yeah, we are getting older, but I think these kids still look up to Randy Moss, and Fenner was trying for his Randy Moss game. He had 2 catches, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Randy did 3 for 160 and 3 touchdowns. So
it's pretty efficient.
He was right there. Yep, exactly. He was going for that efficiency game.
Hey, it's funny you bring that up as, not maybe we don't want to get these guys too pumped up, but, the Fenner was giving off some, I was going to say Mike Evans type energy, where it's just a guy that seems to find the end zone or find a way to find the end zone from the receiving spot. Starting to develop into that, like you said, 2 catches, both for touchdowns. Would love to have a deadly red zone, not only a red zone target like we saw the jump ball, but then also knowing that he has that breakaway speed. Love that combo.
Yep. And I want to touch on Adventures for Good's comment here in just a sec, but we did have one false start at like the 3 or 4 yard line on offense. It drove me nuts because we ran a fade. We were going to run a fade route to Fenner. And I wanted to see that in the worst way because all I've heard is this guy can jump out of the building. And I finally had my opportunity right in front of me. But
Aidan threw that ball too, didn't he? I think he threw it. He continued to run the play even though it was stopped. He threw the ball in the back corner there.
Hey, you got to run reps when you can.
Absolutely.
The reps out. All right. Now let's touch on it. Band member joining us for Interest for Good. So you're gonna have to give me a signal when you walk by for the players walk on D-Days. See if I notice you. I'll pay attention to the drummers coming through. But yes, the third down music that the band plays, it's always great. It gets me fired up so much on that. So it is awesome.
Yeah, band is underrated, man. I know in our fan base, look at the Facebook page. There's a lot of people that do have appreciation for our band, and they do make a difference in the game.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, they get to see more than we always do. They get to travel with the team occasionally. Heck, I know they even got the championship rings too sometimes. So they're a huge factor in what happens on the field, and so everything is all appreciated. The students have been. It makes me want to segue into the students. They have been fantastic. It was ramped up in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to say my seats are right next to them, and it's been great to see. I mean, like I told you, the first game happened a couple, 2-3 years in a row where I'm kicking students out of my seats the first game of the year, and I love it. I mean, that means they're overflowing. They're trying to find a spot to sit. I'm like, this is a great problem to have. You can't sit here, but you gotta find somewhere else. But that's a good problem to have.
Absolutely. I mean this in the politest way possible. Please move.
That's awesome.
All right. Well,
all right, fellas.
I'll get I'm ready. This is a time where we focus on Missouri Valley. Undefeated Missouri Valley champion will get a 1 or 2 seed for sure in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
The march through the gauntlet begins Saturday up in Fargo.
Hey, if you're gonna get started, you might as well do your toughest test first.
That's right.
That's right.
We'll get into it Thursday night, but we're getting some
Yes, sir.
deja vu feelings.
Yes, we are.
All right, perfect. Well, unless you guys got anything else to add, I think this is a perfect spot to call it.
Yeah, just want to thank everybody who's been part of Alex's Lemonade Stand thus far, whether you've donated or been part of the Lemon Top Challenge, whatever it is. We thank you, and Aidan thanks you too.
Yeah, you all are appreciated. It's a blast. We're going to keep rolling. Find us at Tailgate for D-Days.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Go Yotes.
Go
Yotes.
Yotes.